the WWE Hall of Fame class of 2021 is this Tuesday, I think. Because they're taping it either today or we're starting taping yesterday and going into the day, I guess. Not 100% sure when they actually started, but they had a lot of inductees to go through real quick. One thing before we do begin, it looks like Batista will not be on this year's class, or the 2020 class at least, due to scheduling conflicts, and thankfully WWE will have him on a different class, I guess. I don't know how because this has never happened. Then again, this whole year and these whole few years have been very different, so I'm not surprised by this. But it's interesting, to say the least, that an inductee will not be able to make it. It's hard to say, because some of these have been posthumously before, after they're dead. So, that's not an issue of inducting them. But now the actual person cannot show up, so it is what it is. But thankfully, we will have him in that Hall of Fame eventually, but we just don't know when. But we'll start on these very quickly. We'll probably do these over the next few days and just upload them when we can. First off, Miss Molly Holly. Oh, God. That just brings back memories of these people. I mean, a lot of people don't even remember she was in WCW for a while. Before going to WWE, they just thought, she was a Holly cousin, and then she just was there. But no, she's actually had like a 20, 30-year career, at least, from WCW to the WWF, obviously, in WWE. But it's interesting to think and look back at these, because a lot of women it's different for them. It was a different time back then, and it obviously is, and it's we'll see what happens with this. But the first thing, obviously, I think of Molly Holly, I think of that hair versus title match at WrestleMania 20. The Forgotten Mania, obviously, for obvious reasons. But just thinking of her actual career and thinking of an actual start, she was a Holly cousin. She was randomly put as Crash Holly and Hardcore Holly's cousin. I don't know if it was a shoot or a gimmick. I don't remember. At this point, it might as well been. But over the years since that happened, she became a superhero. She became a Puritan. She became, bald. It's hard to look back at this and go with all this, what's going on here, but we'll go through this as quickly as we can because of everything. And ironically, she helped, in a way, pay it forward for a fellow Hall of Famer in Beth Phoenix. As we heard on her induction a couple years ago, that Molly Holly quietly paid her tuition, or Beth's tuition, rather, at OVW, so they could just have her dream come true, and it was great. That was an incredible moment, and, we wouldn't have known that without Beth saying that. But we'll go over this quickly. I say that, but first off, at the Cauliflower Alley Club, the Women's Wrestling Award in 2013. For New Dimension Wrestling, their women's title once. For the World Professional Wrestling Federation, their women's title once. For Women's Superstars Uncensored, their Hall of Fame in 2010. And for the WWF, WWE, 2 times with the women's title, once with the hardcore title as Mighty Molly, and of course the Hall of Fame. And I wish we had more time to talk about these people, but, currently, she's not done with this business. She's still leading, at least the female lead coach of the Academy School of Professional Wrestling, that is also run by Ken Anderson and Sean Davari, the original Davari. But again, if we had more time, we can go through all of these. But we're trying to knock these out quickly as we can. But as we said before, Molly Holly, being a part of, from going to being, was she Miss Madness, or was she just aligned with Team Madness? I don't remember, and it's going to kill me before I turn this off. No, I think she was just a part. No, she was Miss Madness '99. She was because she was with Georgia Medusa. God, time flies when we do these. But that really didn't last long. However, but still, she did have a good career at that time, and it was towards the end of WCW, so it wasn't obviously the best part of it because it was WCW towards the end. It was not the best at all. But like we said before, going through all of this and having this pure and wholesome vibe and having all of this stuff and coming back on the Rumble, I think a couple years ago, actually. It's interesting to think about even now what's going on. But again, I wish there was a crowd for this. I wish this was better. But, with this year, we have to do what we have to do. And it is an honor to have Molly Holly in the Hall of Fame.